Master Chancellor, Madame President, graduating classes, faculty, family, and friends. I want to thank you so much for being here, my family. It is a great honor for you to come here and see this. Miigwech Pishayeg. I also want to thank my friends for coming. Thank you so much, all of you who came. Gichimiigwech. First of all, I'd like to also say Gichimiigwech to and for our land. As Anishinaabe, we are thankful that we have a relationship with the land and creation and to this great and sacred Turtle Island. We are thankful that we know and understand as much as we do about the teachings of the land, even though it's been tried to be churched and schooled out of us. With its Indigenous programs, Trent is a learning institution which has diligently worked hard to help us all, Anishinaabe and non-Native students, bring back the teachings, the worldview, spiritualities, practices, languages, and proud Anishinaabe feelings into our lives. All of this contributes to us feeling happier, more satisfied, and fulfilled. There is a peace within us when we know and live how our ancestors lived. Before contact, when colonialism, the patriarchy, and capitalism invaded and controlled our lives, the land, the skies, and the waters. I am also very appreciative of the Anishinaabe whose descendants now live in the Mississauga territory. They could not hurt and disregard this beautiful land. How we are taught the land is sacred to us. They looked after and cared for their part of this great and sacred Turtle Island. And that is why we are able to be here today, to do and perform these respectful acts and behaviors that we do. I also want to thank Trent University for their faith and trust in me by honoring me to receive the Honorary Doctor of Letters. Gichimiigwech, Trent University. I am so humbled and honored. I am so honored to be recognized for the work that I do, sharing my skills and what I know in advocacy for social justice and my quilting art. I would like to share with you some of the teachings of the medicine wheel. The medicine wheel shows us how to live our lives in a good way. It also teaches us how to keep our minds in those good ways. All that is alive and teaching and reminding us also is seen as medicine, hearing and guiding us. Sometimes the medicine wheel is referred to as the 4 directions. All Indigenous cultures all over the earth value the 4 directions. We Anishinaabe on Turtle Island see the 4 directions as sacred because we believe creation happened in 4 directions. We shall start with the east. Since that is where new life begins. In the spring, we see new life. We see the grasses coming out of the ground. We see the buds on the trees. The flowers come out. New birth happens. Turtles and frogs and salamanders and fish lay their eggs. And we respect all that happens with the new life. The life giver from the east is food. Without food, we wouldn't last long on this earth. Some of us, to represent the life givers of the east, there are many of them, deer, moose, fish, anything that we eat. And all of this helps us to have the life-giving connection with the natural world. Each group of people are also given land by creation. To the Anishinaabe of this land, Turtle Island is still being given to us by Creator. The animals of the East teach us to share. Without them sharing their lives, we would not be long on this earth. The way we see the sun go across the sky, it next comes to the south. The life giver of the south is the sun. Without the sun, we wouldn't last long on this earth. To the peoples of the south, the waters, the air, and the lands and islands of Asia were given to them to love and to cherish, so that we may all have a good life on this earth. The midday reminds us of how that new life of the East continues to grow and gets nourished. The special gift of the South are the trees. They try to grow straight and tall and get their nourishment from the air, water, earth, and the growth around them. That teaches us that we should be like the trees and let our surroundings teach us and nourish us. The trees and the sun talk to us about patience. The sun takes 24 hours to do its work and patiently watches us. The trees show patience in that they do not grow up overnight. The sun comes next to the west. By then it is evening time. The life giver of the west is water. Without water, we would not last long on this earth. Think of all the things that water gives us and does for us. A great percentage of our bodies is made up of water. When we women are carrying our babies in our bodies, in a special type of water that feeds, nourishes, and protects, and keeps our babies healthy. When we are lonely and sad, despairing, we cry with water coming from our eyes. Water comes from our eyes too when we are extremely happy. When we are hot, we sweat with water coming out of our bodies to cool us off. We consider water a healer, and it cleans us when we are dirty and makes us feel clean and wholesome. The West also reminds us of grasses. What the grasses remind us of is to walk gently on this earth. It is not for nothing that Indigenous peoples all over the world either went barefoot or wore soft foot coverings. Grasses speak to us of kindness. We are supposed to walk on this earth with kindness. The islands and lands and waters and islands of Africa and Australia were given to Black people to love, to cherish, and to look after so that we can all live on this land in a good way and to be safe and in good health. And then we come to the North. The North reminds us to take life easy. We are supposed to rest. The snow, when we see the snow as a blanket on the earth, it reminds us that we have to rest too. In order to keep our bodies healthy and our minds in a good way, we have to have rest. I don't think we do too much of that. And in the work world, we are forced to work hard. And I'm afraid to say this, but women in this culture work very, very hard. The light giver from the North is air. Without air, we would not live long on this earth. We are instructed to keep the air clean and healthy so that we may live the same way. The air, lands, waters of Europe were given to Europeans to love, to cherish, and look after so that we may all have a good life on this earth. With these teachings, I hope I have made it make sense to you and helps you to understand how our reputation is that we are close to nature. Well, we are close to it because we use it to help us in our daily lives. There are many more teachings that go with these directions, but I thought I'd just give you a smatter of them. And I hope that creation blesses you and keeps you and guides you, the graduating classes. As you go out into the world, may you be able to connect with the air, the earth, and the waters. I think the population of this area, Ngojiwanong, I think that the people who tried to bring attention to the importance of clean water, I think a lot of people in this area know about the sacredness of water. And I thank them so much for doing that and being diligent in their work for saving our waters and our air and our land. Miigwech.